I'm 25F, living with my parents for a while after a breakup and a job loss. Small town, Midwest, nothing special. My family's got this golden retriever, Buddy, who's about 9 now. He's a sweet old thing, used to be Dad's hunting dog, but honestly he's more like a retired uncle with arthritis and boundary issues. Buddy and I have always been close. When I was a kid, I'd read to him, tell him secrets, cry into his fur. Typical stuff. But since I moved back home, it's like he knows. Knows I'm not okay. He follows me everywhere, sleeps by my door, whines when I cry. Typical dog empathy, right? But then something started changing about a month ago. It was late, like 2 a.m., and I was on the porch smoking, scrolling through job listings I'd never apply for. Buddy pushed open the screen door. He's figured out the latch somehow and sat beside me. I said something stupid like, "You're the only one who gets me." And then he said, "I know." Not barking, not growling. Spoken. Soft, low, a man's voice, but somehow not human, like someone whispering through fabric. I froze so hard my cigarette burned down to the filter. He just looked up at me, wagged his tail twice, then yawned like nothing happened. I didn't sleep that night. Next morning I told my mom, who laughed it off. "Maybe you were half asleep, honey," Buddy probably grumbled. Yeah, sure. A 9-year-old dog suddenly says I know like a guilty priest. A few days later, it happened again. I was in my room, crying again. I said, I wish someone would just tell me what to do. From the corner, I heard, "Leave." I looked up. Buddy was sitting perfectly still, eyes locked on me. I asked, "Leave where?" He tilted his head like dogs do and said, "Before dark." That time, I screamed. My dad came running. Buddy wagged his tail and looked normal again. No one believed me. My mom started hinting about maybe talking to someone. "But I swear to you," he spoke. That night, I locked my door. Around 3 a.m., I woke up because I could hear him pacing outside it. Just the soft click of nails on the floor. Then something scratched the door. Slow, deliberate. And then, let me in. It wasn't even trying to sound like a bark anymore. I covered my ears, curled under the blanket like a child. When I finally peeked through the crack of the door at sunrise, he was gone. Next morning, Buddy acted normal again. He even brought me his tennis ball, tail wagging like nothing happened. But I couldn't look at him the same way. His eyes looked too focused. Like he was watching, not just seeing. Last week, my parents left for a weekend trip. I was alone with him. The first night was quiet. The second night, I woke up to the sound of whispering again coming from the hallway. Multiple voices. One of them was Buddy's. The other I don't know. It sounded like me. When I crept into the hallway, Buddy was sitting there in the dark, looking toward my bedroom door. His mouth was moving, but I didn't hear words, just static. He turned to me, eyes glowing faintly in the nightlight's reflection. And then he said, clearly, "You shouldn't have told them." I ran back into my room, locked the door, and pushed my dresser against it. He scratched once, then silence. When my parents got back Sunday morning, Buddy was asleep on the couch like nothing ever happened. Mom said he must have missed me. He wouldn't stop staring at my door all weekend. Dad laughed, called him my guardian angel. That night, I tried recording him, just in case. I put my phone on the table while I talked to him. Said, "Buddy, say something." He didn't move. Didn't blink. Just stared at me until my phone battery died. When I checked the recording later, it was just static. Except at the end, right before it cut off, I heard his voice again. "You shouldn't have tried." The next morning, my parents said they couldn't find Buddy. He's just gone. But last night, I heard scratching at the porch door again. And something whispered from outside. "I found you. You're watching Frozen Sora." Where the stories get darker, the deeper you go,